All right, so the 65 Chevelle project is all taped up and the body filler work is done, right? Mm-hmm. Why don't you take me through the process? Because this car had either straight original sheet metal or new sheet metal, so what was the deal with the filler in the first place?
Okay, well, where we're at right now has been a long road. We've got new sheet metal quarters, door skins, OEM fenders, roof panel. The car was dented up on the roof, so we filled it and straightened it. Any of the panels that were replaced due to fitting or getting our body lines dead on, we used the body filler to straighten them.
Okay, so when you do filler, what's the first thing you do with the car and steel?
Well, the first thing you do with the car and steel is you want to get all your door gaps, trunk gaps, hood gaps. Everything is the best that you can possibly do with metal edges. You do not want to make an edge out of body filler. That's the first thing. And then any dents, beat them out, pull them, whatever you need to do to make the body filler as thin as possible.
Is there anything you do to the steel itself?
Yeah, the steel, first thing, like I said, once you got it all fitted, then you grind it with 36 grit, 40, something like that on a 7-inch grinder to prepare it for the body filler so it has something to stick to. You want a mechanical adhesion as well as chemical adhesion with the body filler.
Okay, so if it was just a smooth glass new panel, mm-hmm. the body filler would just pop off.
Yeah, you cannot stick it on slick black OEM primer. You can take it with your fingernail and take off as big a sheet as you want. Part of the different colors is different body filler and different hardeners. My theory is not to smear just the little dent, but we're smearing a little bigger than the dent. You can always feather it back, and then I can put one coat. This entire car, I've smeared it twice with body filler, and then when I got it final sanded down to 80 grit, I went back around and filled any pinholes, scratches, or gouges with a glaze coat with 180 grit is what I polished it down with.
All right, so what kind of filler did you use? I know there's a bunch out there, but what system did we stay with on this one?
On this one here, we used Marson's body fillers, fiberglass, and anywhere we did a seam or had any welding area, we used Mar-Glass first.
That's the fiberglass reinforced?
Fiberglass reinforced. It's heavier, it's water resistant, a little heavier fill, good adhesion. Then we went to Platinum Plus body filler for all the rest of the work. Yeah, on top of that, we used a new product that 3M's came out with. They have a gun that mixes the body or the glaze or body filler for you. So instead of mixing it up on a board, we mixed it up. The gun mixes it, and you just put it on your spreader, and you walk around, and you can wipe all you want. I did the entire roof and both quarters, and didn't have to mix any glaze. I just shot it out of the gun, wiped my pinholes or scratches, and just kept moving. Made a lot of speed out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess they also have a filler as well as a glaze for that?
Yes, yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people get screwed on the body filler from mixing it because they put too many pinholes in it and aerate it.
Yep, yeah, body filler can be mixed and whipped, what they call whipped pinholes in it, or not mix it properly. You'll have streaks of hardener and streaks of body filler that doesn't have any hardener, and it won't harden, and then you've got worse problems afterwards.
So that's where that auto mix gun comes in, because it does the mixing for you.
It does the mixing for you. It does the exact amount of hardener. I'm sure temperature will play effect in it. I haven't got to play with it in different temperatures yet, but yeah.
All right, so it looks like at that point, it's sand time.
Oh yeah. You mean after I did all of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, don't just smear the filler on it and walk away.
No, I don't.
Doesn't matter how good the gun is.
I wish I was that good to smear it and walk away. No, what I did is the first coat was roughed in with 36 grit, using an air file, hand block, 8-inch mud, what they call a mud hog sander, which is like a big DA. After I had it all roughed in, that's when I smeared my second coat, and I hand blocked everything with 80 grit and then 180. So there's a lot of arm power swarms on this car right now.
But that's where people get in trouble, is if they're using, like they get it to this stage and then break out a DA sander and cut through all their work.
Right, yeah, there are boys that can use a DA and do a nice job at it. But if you want the real slick glass job, hand block it is the best. This car will be blocked many more times before it sees the clear.
There's some evidence still of some black like tape lines. Tell me about getting that body line straight from front to back and the trick of taping them.
Take your guide coat, shoot it over where the line's gonna be, 3 inches wide or however long the gun sprays are wide. Pull your piece of tape, block up to it, and then re-guide coat it, and then take your tape and move it down. And when you block down to your line, as straight as you pulled the tape, that's how straight your line's gonna be.
So you physically took masking tape from here and followed this line all the way to the front of the car.
All the way to the front of the car.
And then, I guess on the top side of it, and sanded up to that, and then you peeled it, moved it down, and then sanded down to it.
Right.
And that's how you keep that crisp seam right through the middle.
Right, that's how you get your line, because otherwise, don't matter how good yours, if you just cross that line just a little bit, it's gonna make a divot in it, a wave, or when you get to a different panel, like the door and the quarter comes in a curve and the door is straight. Well, you have to make those lines follow all the way through, so that's what seems to work the best for me.
So in this example right here, we've got basically bare steel in the back part, and we've got a little bit of filler up in front.
Yep.
This kind of tells us that we're not talking about a whole ton of body filler.
No, this body filler in its thickest spot might be an 1/8 inch.